Hi guys, this is my workbench and we'll zoom out here. Oop, wrong way. Let you take a look at all this crap on my desk. Over on the left is a glue gun. It's a 20-watt Chinese cheap junk glue gun. And over on the right corner there that you see is miscellaneous tools. And right in the middle of the screen is my solder. And then just to the left of that is what's called a DSCN. It's an RC connector. What RC means is that it is remote control. So you would talk about planes, anything that takes a transmitter and receiver. And in my spare time, I have electronics hobbies, and that's a female DSCN, of course, and that is to male DSCN connectors. Okay, so when you have a LiPo battery is it's a different technology than lithium, than nickel metal halide, than cadmium. Remember cadmium batteries that were rechargeable 10-20 years ago? Okay. Lithium is now in the modern rechargeable cars, the electric cars. So there are miniature lithium batteries that are used for quadcopters, drones, okay? And the advantage of a lithium battery is that you can draw a lot of power out of them and they'll keep going and going. So what this adapter does, and this is nothing new, everybody makes these, is that you're able to cook, because on the battery it'll have this connector here, which is the female side. Okay, so you'll have let's pretend my hand is the battery. Okay, so it'll come out like that. So what I've done is I've made a connector, and the way you do that is that you use a soldering iron. You got to be careful, this will burn you all the way to your bone. Okay? This will give you 3rd-degree burns. So it's 40 watts of power here. So just to give you an idea, I have some solder that burns, burns at about 500 degrees. Okay? And it's gone. And sometimes I drip this stuff on my leg here, and boy, I'll tell you what, I already have one burn that is healing up. Okay, so without further ado, I make this, and what you do is you have some wire. I usually find wire on my projects that, leftover wire. Okay, and what I do is I strip it. Okay, like that, and it comes out with, little strips, Okay, and then I tin it. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll put it in my helper hand here. Okay. And I'll take my solder iron and I'll tin it. And tinning basically is this. You're basically running that solder along that wire and making it so it's one piece, so it's solid. So inside this solder, and by the way, I buy rolls of it. They come in a pound at a time. Okay. This is Lennox brand. It's not very good. It's kind of cheap, but it's $40 for a whole roll. But that's metals. I mean, you look at any metal market, like aluminum cans that you recycle. So you take it and do that. Then you put your Dean connectors that you bought or over eBay. That's where I get them. You get a 10-pack, 20-pack for about $3. Okay, you put them in your vise right here, and you take it like this and you tin these. Okay, get them nice and hot and tin them. Again, be careful, it will burn you. I've done this. I've been doing soldering for about 26 years. Okay, and then you mount your wire in here. Okay, and then you solder, and then you get it, get it in there, and you blow on it, and let it dry. And I have a new one now that I am doing. This one's pretty much done, except for the heat shrink tubing. Okay, this tubing goes over. I don't have the larger one. This is 12 millimeter. I need 15 or 16 for that. But on this end, I can show you what it looks like. And I'm gonna cut this off. Not a very good cut, but you get the idea. Okay? And they come in rolls. So it goes like that. You place it over the female connector. Okay? Alright. And this is called heat shrink for a reason, because this is a torch. Okay? It's very hot. Be careful with this, which will burn you too. And watch this. Now what this does is it protects the wire. Keeps everything nice and looking really professional. Okay? And that gets it nice and tight. Okay? So basically there it is. Alright? And it's hot. And that's basically done except for this. This has got to have some 16 millimeter heat shrink tubing. Okay? And that makes it also waterproof. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to attach these wires. First, what I've done is I have put this on my helper here, and I have tinned these. Okay, and tinning is a process where you're adding some flux to it, and the flux is already inside the solder. And it kind of globs on there, and you wipe it off. I got like a Brillo pad here. Okay. Okay, so you got the idea of that? Okay. And then you take your two Deans, which these are the males. They come in packs. And you take it like this. Okay, and you heat your wire first. Okay, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tin this a little bit. It's very hot. And that will burn you till next daylight. Okay, it'll burn the daylights out of you if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so you get the idea, and we'll do that like this. We don't screw this up, okay? And you take your piece of wire, all right, and you heat that first. Okay. Get that nice and hot. And you come over here and you get the Dean's connector hot. And then you put your heat back on the piece of wire where the female connector is. And you keep going back and forth. And you blow on it a little bit. Whoops. That wasn't supposed to happen. But it turned out okay. It just fell on the carpet here. Didn't burn anything. And you check it. Looks good. How do you know when it's a good connection? Well, you can tell. It will be real nice and shiny. It'll be a nice and shiny connection. Much like these connections here. You can see it's kind of shiny. I'll tell you about this in a minute, or the part 2 of this video. So anyway, the electronics and these soldering stuff is very therapeutic for me. I have talked to my therapist. I do have a therapist, and it's a female therapist, you know, and she's very nice. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this. And you want to close your eyes. Kind of, you know, like that. And you want to clean your iron in that Brillo. And take this, tin it. And here we go. You want to heat the wire first. Blow on a little bit. Make sure it's a good solid connection. Check it. Okay. Looks good. And you want to trim it. There you go. Why does it have a gap like that? Well, I'll show you that next. I'm going to take my glasses off because I see better without them. You know, go figure. Okay, you check it. I really don't like that connection. What I'm going to do is, you'll watch this in action here. Nothing really special. It's just a lot of trial and error. And this is going to pop off. Watch. Okay. And going with that. That's much better. I'm much more happy with that. And if you noticed, I took my helper hand, this is helper alligators, I put it on this side where I was soldering, because I wanted this to be a heat sink. I didn't want to melt the plastic here. These are plastic, a high temp plastic. Okay. All right. So basically that's done there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some hot melt glue. I'm going to put this right between. Put this down. Mash these together. Fill the joint, which you're going to fillet. And you trim these. You trim the glue off of here. Okay, and there you go. And that hot glue is about, I'd say close to 200 degrees. Okay, it comes out smoking. You want to be careful on that. That's about a 20-watt glue gun. And you can get these plus the glue sticks for 10 glue sticks for about $10. Not a whole lot of expense. It's just a lot of know-how, you know, trial and error. I've been doing this, like I said, for many years. My mom originally taught me how to solder. May she rest in peace. And there you go. And where's the other one? Okay, there you go. So, like I said, you're taking 2 LiPo batteries, which have the female end, and you're putting them basically just like that. Okay, you're attaching 2 large batteries. If I had the battery, I'll show you. But I don't have any batteries. Okay, well, we'll go to part 3, and we'll be back just a moment. Thank you for watching.